Hi, my name is Zach Mathers. I'm the Director of Strength and Conditioning for football here at Samford University. Excited to talk to you guys today about some really great things we have going in our strength conditioning program. First off, I want to touch on something called Project Samson. And actually today is Thursday the 29th. We just had a major press release about all details for Project Samson, but it's a very exciting initiative here at the university that is really looking to raise the bar for sports performance. I think with the generous donation we've gotten for Project Samson, we now have what I feel is the best strength conditioning and sports performance program, at least the equipment available at our level. And we're very excited to get that implemented and rolling. We got most of our equipment in May and early June, with the finishing touches coming right at the end of June there, and it's been fun to work with it. There's some key components that I do want to touch on, just so you guys kind of know what's going on with it. But we did upgrade our weight room completely. We were able to completely redo every piece of equipment in our weight room. We went with a brand called Powerlift, which I think is the best brand of equipment that's out there. We were also able to buy some specialty bars and some specialty equipment in there so that we can kind of really have something for every individual athlete on our football program to be able to train with, regardless of size, shape, injury, whatever it happens to be. We'll have something there for them. So we really have a complete and total setup now. Another piece of equipment, more technology. We were able to buy a new timing system. Speed is going to be a very critical part of what we do. I think you guys all know what kind of offense we play and what kind of defense we play. Very attacking, very high speed. And so we wanted to make sure we had something that could track and measure that speed and do it accurately and repeatedly. So we were able to buy a piece of equipment called the Fusion Sport timing system. If you look it up, you look up all the reviews, it's the #1 in the world. Actually, it's a company based out of Australia, and it is top notch. It is super accurate, it's easy to set up, it's fully customizable, and we're able to really track our guys' speeds and some key metrics in that component. And I'll talk a little more about our speeds as we go on in this little quick video here. Another piece of equipment was some Catapult GPS units. We got several of those. Our players wear them in everything they do, as far as that's out in the field, running, strength conditioning work that we do out there, but also in practicing in games. This allows us to not only track our players' metrics as they're out there. There's actually what I think is about 700 metrics that these things can track. But really, if you put it down to the basics, we're looking at how much work they're doing out there, how much yardage they're covering, how fast they're running, how much yardage at specific speeds. So we're able to create a good profile on our athletes and make sure that we're monitoring those and make sure that they're not overdoing it or underdoing it, and we can really fine tune what we do at practice every day because of that. And one of the things that I like the best is our Elite Form. Everything's awesome with the Elite Form equipment, which is attached to our new racks in the weight room. Measures bar speed, helps us to create profiles on our athletes, how much power they can produce. Football is not a game just of pure strength. It's a game of speed and explosion and power. But looking at how all those metrics come together in that Elite Form on the racks allows us to not only have a competitive environment in the weight room, but to really track our athletes' progress as they go through in key lifts that we're looking at. Really been excited to be here. I got here in February, about 4 days before our first game this spring season. So kind of got thrown into the fire right away, but really been excited at the buy-in of our players, at the excitement of our players about our new equipment and the new kind of way we're doing things right now. And they're super bought in. We see some incredible results. I talked about power and speed being our most important metrics. We do things, just a couple things I do want to throw out as far as numbers. I think I'm kind of a numbers guy, so it's kind of neat to see them. But speed squat, which is measured in watts, which is one of our key components in the weight room, kind of displays power, which I think translates very well to the field. Our average speed squat increase over the last 5 weeks has been about 50 to 60 watts, which is incredible. The guys are super bought into it and are working extremely hard to get there. It's kind of a combination of strength and speed, but they've really bought into that. And then another metric that we look at is our flying 10, which is kind of a ramp up zone. And then you run 10 yards as fast as you can, but instead of coming out of the gates, you give yourself a ramp up to get there. That flying 10 time has dropped almost 1/10 of a second, and 1/10 of a second over 10 yards is a lot of time. And so we've kind of moved that build up back. So they got about a 15 to 20 yard build up, and then they fly into that 10-yard dash. And it has been phenomenal, I think, speed increases we've had. We started out at the beginning of the summer, we had 6 guys over 20 miles an hour, and I think 11 guys over 19 miles an hour. We are now at, if my numbers are correct, after this morning, 43 guys are 19 miles an hour or faster on the football field. and I believe it's 14 or 15 now that are over 20 miles an hour, which is cruising. So some of the key metrics that we're using, the speed, the power, the explosiveness, those things are trending very well right now. So I'm really excited to see how it looks when we start official practice next week. I'm really excited to see how these guys get out there and perform when they get it on the field, and it really counts. But I've been really excited at their buy-in, at their level of dedication, and we have really had an incredible summer, and I can't wait to see what's coming in the fall.